Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are having a lovely morning or afternoon or evening whenever you are watching this. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're subscribed and you're back again, it's good to have you again. And also to introduce my new podcast called Unfolding Her, where we talk about all things womanhood, motherhood and finance. And most importantly, to that girl becoming who God wants her to be. So in today's episode, we are talking about titles and the weight it carries. Like everyone can relate to this. So I want you to do something for me. I want you to think about a time where you went out somewhere or you was in a room filled with people and they asked you to introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself? Because there are so many, versions of yourself, and there are so many things that you do as a person. Do you introduce yourself from a personal level, or do you introduce yourself from a professional level, or do you introduce yourself from a religious level? Now, sometimes when you go out, you find people who are so confident in bragging about what they do at work and the title, if they're a manager or a founder or whatever, they're very confident in, talking about what they do, what they've done, people they've met and places they've gone. That's amazing. But is that who you really are? But then again, I guess if you love your job and that's really what you've wanted to do, I guess that's who you are, because, you become part like that. Your job literally becomes you because that's just what you love to do. But what if you're not what if you're someone that's still figuring out, or, there are so many things that you're passionate about that you really want to do and you don't feel like you're there yet, or you don't feel like you're fulfilled? Do you still carry that same weight with confidence like the person who's a founder, the person who's a CEO? Do you still carry that level of confidence? Now, for example, I'm a mother. Would I go out and say I'm a mum to someone to introduce myself? I don't know. And I also think it depends on the kind of environment you're in. So if I've gone to an event where it's, filled with mothers and stuff like that, that's how I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to lead with that first. I'm a mother. So I feel like with these titles that we have, there are so many, versions of us, because you're not just a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. So there are different parts to me, but it's still me. And being a mother is such an amazing thing. It's life-changing. It's, the fact that you're responsible for a little human being that looks up to you and sees you as the world. The responsibility, thinking about it, it scares me sometimes, because I'm just like, wow, this whole human being depends on me, and I have to make sure that I am the best version for this person, so that when they do grow up, they can also make life decisions for themselves. And I'm a Christian, and the Bible talks about train the child in the way that they should grow, so that they will not depart from it. So if I am, doing everything that I can to make sure that child grows to be the best version, and when they grow, they will make decisions for themselves, you really do hope and pray that they turn out to be amazing and they turn out to do things that you're just like, wow, is this my child? Or your child can decide to go left and decide to disgrace you and your name or whatever. It's hard. It's hard being a mother, because you want the best for your child. You want your child to flourish, but at the same time, you have to also know that you did the best that you could. You've given your child everything that you can, and you've done what you believe is right. Do whatever it takes for you to be that good mom for that child, because that child will grow, have their own life, but they will still see you as their mother regardless. Even if you're dead and gone, you're still their mother. So it's titles are very, very important, and they carry so much weight. And like I said, I'm also a sister, and I'm a firstborn. So please, if you are a firstborn, I beg, comment in the comment section, the responsibility of being a first child, it's no joke. You're the child that has to be the golden child. Like, you have to be perfect. You have to make sure that you do everything right. And because you are your parents' first child, they don't want to also make any mistakes. So they're going to make sure that you are on that narrow path, doing the right thing, so that when your other siblings come, basically you set pace for them. You create a standard for them to look up to be like you, or to be better than you. And it's hard as well, because imagine you're a kid, you're growing up, you're learning new things, you don't know it all. And, you're going to make mistakes, and you've got these young people looking up to you to make sure that you do the right thing. And sometimes it's difficult. It is very difficult. Being a mother too is difficult, but all in all, I would just say, whatever title you carry it with confidence. Hold your head up high when you carry those titles, because that's who you are. Like, that's who you are. That's your story. That's how people get to know you. That's how people can relate to you, because we all can't be lawyers. We all can't be Kim Kardashian. We all can't be Beyonce. We all can't be the CEOs. We can only be who we are, and we pray that we thrive in all of those things, because yes, I'm a model, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a content creator, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. And I've really been like thinking about all of those things that I am. And I always pray to God that I make sure that I'm actually doing the best, like I'm actually carrying those responsibilities as a friend, to make sure I am pouring into my friendships, making time for my friends, because you make time for the things that you love, and just, living up to that, because you call yourself a friend. Are you really doing the things that a friend will do, or are you really showing up as a friend? And it's a lot. It's a big weight to carry. But I think as well, don't put the pressure on yourself just because, yes, now you are a CEO. Yes, you must dress this way, and you must go here. You must do this. You must do that. Of course, do those things, but don't put the pressure on yourself, because we are human beings and we do make mistakes. So sometimes you arise and you will fall, So how do you, pick yourself up when you have, I guess, lost that title? You don't feel inadequate to that title anymore. Do you say, oh, forget that, I'm not that anymore, that's an old part of me, I'm gonna throw that part away, or I'm gonna close that chapter, that's no more me, just because things are hard or times are hard? I remember a time where I was out somewhere and a lady was like, I've seen you before, I've seen you, I don't know, I've seen you online. And I was like, yeah, I'm on social media. I'm meeting this person for the first time, and the only thing I could say is that I'm on social media. Duh, everyone's on social media. So for you to introduce yourself that way was just, I look at myself and I literally laugh. Every time when I think about that, I laugh. I have a small presence on social media, so I didn't think she would recognize me. So I was a bit shocked. I didn't know what to say, and I wasn't sure what she knows about me on social media, because I do quite a few things. And so when she said, yeah, she's seen me around, I was like, yeah, I'm on social media. All I had to just say is that, yeah, I'm a YouTuber, or I'm a content creator. And then through that conversation, just mentioning one of your titles for a conversation, you can talk about all the other things you do, because it becomes natural. But I do think it does come a bit intimidating when you're like, yeah, I'm a content creator and a model and this and this and that. And they're just like, some people can be like, yeah, you're doing too much. Just relax. It's too much. Do you know what I mean? So it could come across intimidating if you're trying to list all the things you do. And nobody cares like that as well at the same time, especially when they're meeting you for the first time, So I think that's the pressure sometimes we put on ourselves. We need to think, we need to put our best self and say something, that's gonna like make people go, wow. Like, sometimes we need to be careful. We need to be very, very careful when we hold these titles, and it gets to our head sometimes. Like, no shade to the church. Like I said, I'm a Christian, but sometimes you see some people who hold some titles in church and they're like, yes, dicknesses, and this and this and that. And you're just like, you can see it. In fact, you can smell it. Like, yes, they feel like they are the only ones that is close to heaven. Like, they come across so like unstoppable, like God's favorite child. Like, no one can touch them. And it's all well and good that you feel very close to Jesus and feel close to God. We thank God for that. But just because you have that title does not also mean that's it, you are better than, or you are perfect. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just think like, we are great people and we're doing great things. And if you're watching this and there's so many things that you want to do, or so many things that you have in mind of becoming one day, and you're doing it, but you're not really seeing, the end results, just know that one day you will look back and laugh and say, I remember those days when I used to be like, I want to become someone great. Like, I want to do this and I want to do that, but I don't feel like I'm there yet. I don't feel like I'm doing well. You'll look back and thank God that you did. And I was listening to this podcast. I've forgotten the name, but if I do remember it, I'll put it on the screen. It was Esther. She is a content creator. She's a British girl. She's also a mother. If you know her, you know her. Like, I really find her very inspiring, and I just love her style. And she said one thing that really stuck with me. She was just like, if you're going to do something, do it. Don't let it be a one day or a day one. Like, choose which one you're going to be. Are you going to be a one day or a day one? And it really stuck with me because it's like, I want to become an amazing mum to my kids. And, it takes steps. Like, you have to take baby steps. It's a day one thing. It's every day, but not one day I'm going to be a mum and you're not doing anything to like put yourself in that position to be a great person so that you can get married and have kids. Or you're busy just always in the club, or, you're just always in the wrong place and you're not really preparing yourself to be that person. And you're like, yeah, one day I'm going to be a mom. But it's about preparing yourself to become that mom one day so that, you can be that mom and flourish in it and let your kids love on you and just be the best that you can be. But yeah, titles are good. Titles are healthy. But just remember not to beat yourself up, not to put too much pressure on yourself. There's always time and there's always room for improvement. There's always time or space for pivoting, rebranding, recreating yourself. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye.